Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Slice of Gaming podcast, episode 135 for the week of February 21st, 2026. I am your host, The Uncharted Wolf, and I am joined today by two very special guests to talk all things about the world of gaming. And let me tell you, very depressing. PlayStation shutting down studios, Xbox losing their leadership, and overpriced GBA ports. God bless. Everyone's doing something this week. So to help me try to make sense of all the news, I'm joined by my very special friend, Bob.
Hey, Wolfis was supposed to help me make this episode tonight, but she couldn't show up, so I'm gonna have to deal with my depression on my own.
She gave up.
Yeah.
Went therapist,
Yeah.
and she was just like, "I'm done with this."
Yep.
I'm joined by my other very special friend as well, Bench.
I was thinking of a cool line, but it completely blanked on me. So yay, I'm here.
Hey man, listen, we're all squaring up this week. PlayStation, Xbox, you, me. It's not the
Yep.
best week for us right now. Um. Anyways, if you guys want to find us, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever your favorite podcasts are, we're probably on there. Also find us on Twitter and Blue Sky at A Slice of Gaming. And also like the podcast, review us on Apple Podcasts. It helps a ton. But we should probably get into it. We got a very big news week, at least in terms of the lines.
How could I forget that the quick line I was going to be like, I wish we could all get promoted like Matt Booty gets promoted. My favorite guy in the world.
I mean, dude, speaking of Matt Booty, man, it's our very first headline. Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond leave Xbox. I have this post, or not post, the actual IGN article from Ryan McCaffrey. Phil Spencer retiring, Sarah Bond out, Matt Booty promoted Microsoft AI. Matt Booty promotes Microsoft AI named new Xbox boss exclusive. Into the Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer, who has been with Microsoft since he joined in 1988. Damn, I did not know it was that long. Holy crap. And with Xbox, when it launched its first console in 2001, is retiring. Spencer's retirement is effective on Monday, February 23rd. Meanwhile, Xbox president Sarah Bond, long thought by many inside and outside of Microsoft to be Spencer's heir apparent, has resigned. The new CEO of Microsoft Gaming, the president of Microsoft's core AI product, finally, Xbox head chief content officer and will closely work with Sharma. Quote, I want to thank Phil for their leadership. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella said in an email sent to Microsoft staff over 38 years at Microsoft, including 12 years leading gaming. Phil helped transform what we do and how we do it. Full emails from Nadella, Spencer, Sharma, and Booty are below. And they lent long ass emails, really dissecting it, which I don't think we need to really get into. What we need to know is the facts that Phil and Sarah Bond are out of the company. This news came out like a sucker punch. Bob, I was thinking about that thing of like every time there's bad news from Sony, Microsoft's like, hang on, we'll take over from here. Like always like a day or two afterwards. And yeah, man, the Sony probably had like some of the worst news that has hit Sony in years, and somehow Microsoft won up them. So I got to shout out to Microsoft. They always beat Sony in that regard. But I got to ask Bob, how are we feeling about this? Because it was very funny. I asked you to be on the podcast before this happened, and you were gonna be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna talk about Pokemon and this Blue Point story," and now it's like, all right, back to Xbox news with my man Bob.
Yeah. I think Wolf, it's nice that Xbox is number one in something. Really, really proud of them for that one.
They're always there, man.
Yeah, right. No, I mean this is honestly crazy. Like it was funny. I wasn't doing a whole lot Friday. That's like from home day. Then the meeting and I actually like come doing work, looking at anything for like a couple hours, and I'd like come back on Discord to like 10 pings, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And it's a crazy, and that like. I think Sony did the same thing with Sean Layden, where it was just like a Friday afternoon. They're like, "Yep, okay, you're out. Okay, here's a new thing," and by Monday we're just gonna pretend nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
yeah, so it just really it's weird because I think everyone kind of knew that Phil was probably in the tail end of his role, current role with Xbox. I don't think really surprised that he is leaving. It's the context of he's out of nowhere resigning as of Monday, and here is a new person taking their place that we have never heard of. We know nothing about. There's been no onboarding or introduction with her, like there was, with I forget the name of the new Nintendo of America president, but like how like with Doug
Devin
Bowser, yeah, like there's a trans and
There's
a
a line
transition
of
period,
succession.
and that wasn't there, right? And obviously with Sarah, being out, their major. It's just that it's an agreement. At the least, is going to be until through the 25th anniversary. I thought maybe at least until the launch of the next console, because that was a good handing of the torch moment. But it sounds like Satya, kind of was at his end of the rope
He was a little upset.
with with Phil and Xbox, and the ABK deal brought a lot of heightened, the microscope, or the glass got division a lot harsher than it used to, and after those first year major increases in profit and revenue, they went down again. And I don't think
Call of Duty
necessarily
dropped as
like
well.
that's right. And I don't think that's necessarily like the reason the stock price is down. It's definitely more AI related, but I think Satya's they're just like, hey, we don't want to admit AI sucks and that we're wasting too much money on this. Let's look somewhere else. Oh, Xbox, damn me. And honestly, this guy has been there. I gave him an opportunity to fix it, and he hasn't. Yeah, okay, see, like that's I think what ended up happening here, and that way they can try and appease shareholders by the end of Q4, at the end of March, and so we'll see. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a thing of like it's definitely some sort of hit the panic button. This is and replacing Phil with expected. With Asha, like, I mean, no offense to her, I really genuinely have no idea how she will run the business, but it's like, yeah, clearly Sarah was being groomed and like being showcased around the world to like be ready to take on the responsibility of CE. And to me, it sounds like Satya was probably like, okay, because you could tell there was like, even from the outside, there was tension between what Satya like wanted Xbox to be and what Phil wanted Xbox to be, and
But
there
yeah,
was
on
definitely
interviews
some
they were straight up saying opposite things. They would
right,
say like
exactly,
exact
right.
opposite things. There was something not happening.
Right.
I
So
mean, yeah.
it makes a lot of
Speaking on
sense that
like,
Satya was going to not promote someone who the next Phil Spencer, right? If you want to get someone who thinks like Phil Spencer, why would you promote someone who thinks like Phil Spencer and has spent the last 3 years thinking like Phil Spencer, right? So, in his eyes, it made sense to bring in someone from a different, part of the business who doesn't really know gaming, and that could be a positive or a negative. I don't really know, but it definitely seems like this person's going to be his Satya's now mouthpiece, and I think just going to be whatever he thinks the brand or vision. Sure, Aaron
But
and
Bob,
Matt and
didn't you see Asha? Didn't you see Asha on
Yeah.
X.com, the Everything app? She was talking about how she wants to bring back the blades and oh, she loves gaming.
Well, and it's
Well,
funny you mentioned
everything.
that too, because her tweet and some of the I think it was in her email as well, and maybe it was in Satya's as well, where it was like, we want to bring back Xbox, or like the return of Xbox, or basically implying that we're in a bad like Xbox is in a bad spot right now, which, yes, if you're comparing to PlayStation and Nintendo, I think we all can agree they're in third place. And the public sentiment around Game Pass right now is not, it's probably at one of its lowest points. But they're still making good games, and it's like I never thought of it as like we're in the base with Xbox, so it's interesting for them to kind of frame it that way, because it's like, yeah, no, we're gonna get back up, and because it like the 2013 Don Matrick era is so much worse than where we're at with them, in my opinion, right now.
Oh,
And
I
I
disagree.
just don't. Yeah, well, I know you do, Bench, but I think it is interesting how they're framing it, how they think the brand is in this bad of a state that like Asha's going to come in and save the brand and do all these different things. But
Well, yeah, like specifically, all the emails from everyone pretty much but Phil is talking about how Xbox, we're being brought in to fix it because it's broken. It's very clear that what we're doing is broken and we're being brought in to fix it. On top of just like I do disagree. I think this is probably the worst spot Xbox has been in. I think losing. Listen, Phil has earned a lot of criticism over the last 2 to 3 years, pretty much all after the ABK deal. And
Mm-hmm.
but I think you can say that he had a vision. And it's easy to say this when the corporate overlord is gone, the CEO is gone, but he had a vision that he pretty much stuck by with Game
The,
Pass and
the
like selling Xbox and
the
selling
thing
the
I'll
brand
always
to the point.
sorry, go ahead, Bench. I'm sorry.
And now that I think, like getting rid of Sarah, I think that they feel like that vision is flawed to the point where they need new voices in the room, and those voices are going to be like the CEO of Microsoft, on top of like this is obviously theory crafting, but I think Matt Booty, his promotion I think is a lot bigger of a deal because obviously Ansha, is that how you pronounce her name?
Asha.
Asha, yeah.
Asha, I feel like I very a lot of her statement is like, "Oh, I'm going to get in here and we're going to learn this. I'm really excited to learn and there's urgency for me to learn and fix Xbox." And I think a lot of that learning is going to be having conversations and listening to guidance from Matt Booty. I think Matt Booty obviously isn't the CEO of Xbox, but I think he has a lot bigger role than just like the chief like content something that he was named. I think a lot of the decisions that Xbox are going to be made to are going to be, I think, maybe under more of his influence than hers, just because
Dude,
his
I
familiarity will be trusted.
I cannot believe Matt Booty still has a job. Like I always
Uh,
think about that. I thought about that for so long. Now more than ever, I am truly like puzzled by the fact that he has a job. Because how the hell are you still there when the other two of like your like the big like Phil, Sarah, Matt, they're gone, but you're still there? He's like a cockroach that doesn't die. And no matter what you do, he's just gonna keep coming back over and over again, continuing to just screw up at his job and continuing to get promoted.
the
It
only
it boggles my mind, man.
Well, the only thing that comes to mind is that he's obviously been a yes man, and
Yeah,
they
of
feel like
course.
they can use that on top of. I mean, maybe he didn't. He was pretty separated from Phil and Sarah in the first place. Maybe he
He was
was.
never invited to
I
their
don't think
parties.
like I don't think about like corporate because that's it could be semi that they have this vision, but I don't agree with that vision. I have a vision that's going to earn us money and try and talk his way up the ladder, kind of thing. But there's
I
definitely a lot to
just
speculate on. I think we're definitely getting into the future of Xbox. There's so many different things that could happen there.
just to comment on Matt specific. I think it's important to one was before Midway Games. Hey guys, what's Midway Games up to? Oh right, nothing, because they no longer exist, right? And he was a major
He
like
ran that
head of
company
that
to the ground.
company, right? And I think the other thing that like is lost in all this, people are like, oh, Matt Booty's incompetent at his job, but he keeps getting promotions. It's like, well, what was Matt Booty incompetent at? Nurturing and like checking in on the first party studios between Xbox Game Studios and Bethesda and Activision. Like so many games have come out and have critic or critically or by consumer sentiment or however you want to put it underperformed in some way, right? And I think that's like the biggest reason why I like it makes no word because we look at Perfect Dark, we look at Everwild, we look at all of these canceled projects that under first party like Matt Booty, and it's like you can't even get your ducks in a row the easy. Like, why are we giving you more control over this? So I just don't think Ben gets like a yes man, a whipping boy, and those people get loyalty is rewarded in that way. And I think he is just
Oh yeah.
honestly like and like Wolf said, like he's cockroach, like he's gonna do, and like to a certain degree, I kind of respect it. It's like I'm just gonna do whatever it takes to like keep my position and keep my status here. But I don't necessarily think he's going to be the one making decisions. I think Satya is going to be the one making decisions, and Asha is just going to kind of
Yeah,
like
for
be the one to lead that.
no, without question. There's no. This is the start of like Microsoft gaming, not Xbox. Which, listen, man, I've said a lot against Phil, and I still stand by a lot of that. I wasn't the biggest fan of Phil as a leader, because I just feel like a lot of his kind of risks and bets did not pay off the way that I think a lot of people were expecting them to. But at the end of the day, he was the one really holding Xbox as it is today. He was the one that prevented a lot of like the big Microsoft stuff from taking over, even if he didn't do the best job, and a lot of that started seeping through, especially the AI initiatives and whatnot. And now that Satya's in the chair, man, let me tell you, get ready for a lot more AI initiatives from Xbox. That's a big thing. You're going to see a lot of Microsoft, which it, here's the thing, man. I'll always say this. I'm not a big fan of AI in general, mainly like generative AI, more than anything. Microsoft is like just bad at it. Like at least like the other AI companies, like their AI levels and like good. Microsoft's is like objectively the worst one. So it's like you're so obsessed with AI and you suck at it. I I don't know, man. I have zero faith in Xbox ever pulling through past any of this. I just hope it's like, man, I hope the games are able to come out and like they could just let them come out and release all okay. But I start to worry now. It's like, man, is Satya going to start looking at the books? It's like, why the hell are we going to keep Double Fine? And like now, Phil or Sarah, maybe they were the ones who kept someone like Double Fine around. Maybe they go away now. It's worrying. I feel more unsure about Xbox's future than ever before.
Yeah, I think as far as like now that it's going to be Microsoft Gaming, you kind of already start to see it seep in within the last year or two, because I really don't think like Phil's vision was this is an Xbox and you're looking at a toaster and like let's just get this initiative to have Xbox everywhere. Obviously, sure, PC was like a thing, and the handhelds are a big thing, but I think part of that is Microsoft, like the original vision and why Bill Gates and Steve Ballmer the original Xbox was the idea that like, oh, not could we get PC, den or living room or wherever you would have a home computer, but now we're going to have a second one in your living room next to your right, and so you kind of like have more exposure to Xbox that way. And now I think it's a thing of like, how can just like if you use Windows and Microsoft products right now, you have probably noticed Copilot is now in everything, and it's awful, and I hate it. Like
Yep.
Bench said, Wolf said, it's not. Copilot is very fine, but it's definitely not the best language model or AI agent compared to the competitors. And but for Microsoft, they don't necessarily care about that, which is funny. But they're like, well, how can we get it in every single household? Oh, through an Xbox, through like the Game Pass app, like on the streaming service on your TV. Or having Game Pass and like somehow getting that onto your PC. And so I just think, yeah, that's part of it. And with the AI initiative, but I think also too, like one of the other initiatives has been a few times 30 profit margin that every studio now needs to make on their games. And it just sounds like I don't see, like when Satya and Asha talk about like the future of the business, like I don't see what other direction they go other than continuing forward or everywhere straight. Otherwise, how on earth are you going to get this 30% profit margin on your game? Which is where I think the big shoe would first drop, is like a major restructure of Game Pass, where they're going to be like, hey, we're getting, we're restructuring everything, and Ultimate's $15 again. There's no more day one games, but it's $15 again. So enjoy your Fortnite battle pass, and please continue to.
You
I
get a
definitely
Sea of
think that
Thieves
could
battle
be.
pass if you subscribe.
Right. I think that could be one thing that they look at, because yeah, that was always Phil's vision. They wanted to stick to that, and it would make complete sense if they're like, hey, we've tried this now for 8 years. It's not working out like we thought it would. We've tried jacking up the prices, and that hasn't worked. It might just be time to end this experiment and transition into something else.
Well, personally, like I could see this is obviously we don't know how it's going to shake out, but from just speculating, I could see them come back in a year because I think people are expecting like imminent layoffs. I think the new leadership is going to take a broad view and conduct like an individualized assessment on every studio and like all aspects of the business. So I don't think we could see any changes in like day-to-day studio closures, how they conduct business, things for 6 months to a year. Because I think their new process is going to take a long time. So I could definitely see them come out in like a year or so and say, at the very least, we're going to push the new Xbox. They could use like RAM strat, like all the memory expensiveness and all that. But I think a lot of it is going to be go harder on third party. Eventually, do we not have an Xbox and become the biggest and best third party publisher in the game? I think a lot of that is on the table because I think they're not going to be able to sell a product.
I want to point out something really interesting I found in the IGN article. Spencer, in his email to Microsoft staff, said in part, quote, last fall, I shared with Satya that I was thinking about stepping back and starting the next chapter of my life. From that moment, we aligned on approaching this transition, tension, ensuring stability, and strengthening the foundation we built, yada, yada, yada. But as he mentions in the article, he very much was thinking about stepping back. And, Bob, you mentioned this earlier of like, we are of the mind that Phil probably was going to leave Xbox and retire soon. It really does begin to paint a picture of like, Sarah was definitely forced out. Like, I bet maybe this was in the cards for Phil, but also, if Phil was gonna leave like the way he wanted to, there would have been a lot more ceremony to it, a lot more like excitement, and oh man, like Phil Spencer finally heading off somewhere new or like retiring from this legendary position at Xbox. And now it's just like, okay, he's leaving. See you by Monday. You know, pack your stuff up. It really begins to ask the question of like, yeah, they were definitely forced out. What do you think is the reason that it was just on a random February Friday, like just
Well,
Friday afternoon?
well, I specifically think that I think this is kind of a half truth. I think he did mention in maybe in November or late last year that hey, I'm thinking of retiring soon. But I think his version of soon was where there's going to be a process about it. I want to see through the fifth anniversary of Xbox and then kind of ride off in the golden sunset. And then I don't know if maybe something after the holidays because I think Asha's Game Pass, well, like Xbox account, started to be active in early January. I think we kind of found that out. So
Yes,
I
we did.
think kind of around then is kind of when these decisions were obviously made. It didn't just happen yesterday. Maybe Sarah's leaving did just happen yesterday or earlier this week, but I think with Phil specifically, he said I want to retire soon after the 23 or somewhere came along like we're kind of forcing you to speed this process up. And maybe along that path it got pretty rocky and got to the point where like I'm leaving Monday. Obviously Sarah's not getting the job and if she I don't blame getting the kind of felt like she's promised I'm out too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're all kind of circling the same thought process here. I think, yeah, the idea was Phil's going to retire after the 25th anniversary, this November because it's like the easiest slam dunk of all time during the showcase this summer to be like, thanks for 25 great years. You know, I was here for 13 of
Everything.
them. Well, yeah, I was here for all of them, right? But I was in charge for 13 of them.
Yeah.
And now, as we look into the future of Xbox, like, please welcome me and congratulate. Like that's the easy thing to do of all time, right? So I thought that was the plan, and I think over the holiday, like the quarter 3 numbers probably, and they were down again, and the stock price has taken a turn, and I think Satya probably put his foot down. It's like, listen, Phil, I've given you a lot of leeway, I've given you a lot of grace. I don't have that leeway anymore. The investors, like, I need to tell the shareholders something at the end of the year financial meeting, and it's not it's not working, right? And again, going back to think time that it was decided Asha was going to be sure Sarah, because the funny thing about Asha's Xbox profile is, yeah, it was made on January 15th, and on her first day she got 35 achievements in Master Chief Collection. That's a really
Yeah,
hard
because she's a
thing to
gamer,
do
man.
yeah, that's a really hard thing to do for someone who doesn't have like that much of a kind of like
Oh,
grasp on
okay. So you're calling
everything.
her out for being a fake gamer, Bob. All right.
Yeah,
Maybe
She's
she's
not
just a
running the
hardcore.
account.
right.
She's not
Yeah,
Maybe
running
she's a
that.
hardcore Halo player, man.
I
She's
don't
not running her constant Twitter account. The new CEO of Xbox isn't tweeting all throughout Friday night and all day Saturday on a weekend saying all these fake promises like falses that things are going to get done. She's just
I
not
mean,
doing
it's
that.
either that or she's chronically online, which, I mean, look at Elon Musk. That is 100% a possibility.
But
Um,
I would
but
say, but her Twitter account was just made.
no, it wasn't. It was made in 2021. It got wiped once they probably
Oh,
realized she was
okay,
going to be
okay.
CEO of Xbox. But
That's what I saw. I saw like no
yeah,
posts.
yeah, no, it's been around since 2021, but it definitely got wiped at I'm sure once they realized it. So yeah, and Sarah then had a month to be like, all right, I'm not making it. Let's get my ducks in a row as I leave. Like, I don't want to necessarily burn any bridges, but you know, I'm clearly not it, and let's move on. But yeah, I just think, like, yeah, it's very clear through all the context of everything that's happening that, yeah, Satya came in January and said, this isn't working. I'm putting my foot down. Sorry, but I care more about the stock, the shareholders and the stock price going up than I do your right into the sunset. So pack your bags. I'm going to give you the grace of like, yeah, you're retiring. Like this is your choice, but like get out. So.
Well, and granted, what they were doing was not working, and there was no kind of light at the end of the tunnel that it was working. So there's definitely a conversation to be had that maybe a change was necessary, but this change is very controversial. AI exec, obviously they're not. It's just it's a huge mess. But I do understand the necessity of thinking there needs to be a change because nothing was working. We know there was a bump with stuff on third party. That was probably the path they were going down, but there are so many more aspects and costs to their business that are just not going to get solved simply by doing that.
Oh, did we lose Wolf?
No, we're good. We're good. No, I mean, I agree with everything you're saying. It's just we're in a really weird position with Xbox. I don't know what their future looks like. I don't know how moving forward. All I know is that I don't have a lot of faith in the brand. I didn't have faith in the brand before, to be completely fair, but now more than ever. This is such a random question. Was Phil in the developer direct? Because I don't think he was.
No, but
No.
he's not
I don't think they
normally
had
in
any
those.
execs.
They don't.
Okay.
They
I
don't.
thought
They
that
don't
would
put the
lead.
execs in the developer directs.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, man, dude, it's gonna be weird watching the Xbox showcase this year. It's the question of like, are they gonna do a showcase? Like, is it that much of a shakeup? And like, was Phil the one who pushed for showcases? And now that he's gone, it's like, why are we even doing one? Who cares? We'll just announce them whenever. I don't know. I am just like any faith I had left in the brand is completely gone. I just hope that the games are fun. And I don't even know if I'll get the good games anymore from them.
Well, I
Yeah,
definitely think something that was mentioned on Kinda Funny's podcast from Mike is that Xbox pumps out a lot of games and none of them are necessarily bad. They've had a few hiccups like something like Redfall, but there's never been like a terrible game from Xbox. They're all good to very good in that like 5 to maybe 85 range of this is a very quality game, but none of those are going to sell systems.
well, I mean, now they're not going to sell systems because you can get them on all the other systems. So why even
Yeah.
get the system? Like, I think that's part of the problem there. But also, Bench, hey, guess who was in charge of? Excuse me, in charge of the first party studios? Who was in charge of
Matt
making
Booty.
good? Yeah. So it's like, again, why is this guy getting promoted?
Listen, I was the first on Matt Booty's case at the start of this podcast.
I was there too.
I
Hang
think
on.
everyone with a pulse was there on Bat Booty's ass at the start of this podcast. I don't think that man has no fans except maybe his mom on a good day. But like,
Mrs. Booty.
yeah, wow, that's never thought about that. That's got to be tough.
Yeah, no, it's a really
tough
rough
life.
last name.
Yeah, I think for me, it's very much a thing of like, yeah, I don't really have faith necessarily in the direction of the company. I just have faith that they're going to continue to make good games, and I hope that the platform is at least still around. But other than that, it's like, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm already on PC as it is, so it's like as long as there's an Xbox app and some sort of service, I'll probably be on that. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of whatever at this point.
Well, thankfully, I still got PlayStation. Or do I? Because they're also fucking up. Jason Schreier over on Blue Sky hit us with this. Breaking, PlayStation is shutting down Blue Point Games, the studio responsible for modern remakes of classic games such as Demon Souls and Shadow of the Colossus. Bloomberg News has learned. A shocking end for a well-respected studio. Roughly 70 employees will be impacted by the Blue Point closure. Blue Point was working on a God of War... Every time I read this, was working on a God of War live service game until it was canceled early last year. The studio then spent the last year pitching to trying to determine what it would do next. Full story. down below, and he links the full story. But that's pretty much like kind of the main things that we need to get into there. I do have some extra info from Detective Seeds about like context to be added about Blue Point Games closure, but just to get some preliminary thoughts, this is insane. I genuinely could not believe the headline when I read it. I was like, oh, it's probably like a fake alt account from Jason Schreier. I was like, nope, this was definitely a real thing. I don't know why, out of all studios under PlayStation, and I'm saying this as someone who does not want people to lose their jobs, but when Fair Games is still gestating and probably is never going to come out, you keep Haven Sound, and then you also keep what's the name of that studio? Media Molecule, a studio I love. I love Media Molecule, but they've been like working on a game what feels like forever, and you shut down Blue Point, the studio that you bought for remaster, you a remake or a remaster. And I always think about this of people. I think Fusion has said this. It's like, man, I wish we could have seen an original Blue Point game. I don't. I don't want them to make original games. This is my anti-developer stance. Fuck them. I don't care what you guys want. Make remakes. That's what you guys are good at. You don't hire Bobby Flay, this legendary chef, and tell him, all right, can you go work at Home Depot? No, you ask him to go cook. So it's insane to actually have them go, let's try to make original game. No, you're remaking our back catalog. And to think, just last week we were speculating, oh, Blue Point is working on that God of War trilogy. No, they were not. That is Sony Santa Monica internal, like fully, which is absolutely insane to me. I don't know what's going on at PlayStation and their just desire to shut down studios before they're able to do anything. And also, I mean, like, we'll get into the Detective Seed stuff. I don't know what was going on at Blue Point and their desire to work on shitty God of War live service games for some reason. I don't know. I'm frustrated.
In the Detective Seeds thing, I think it's mentioned that one of their pitches got picked up by another studio. Isn't that correct?
I think I read that.
Did it really? I didn't know that.
One of their pitches was picked up by another studio. My mind immediately, they pitched God of War remake. Santa Monica wanted to do it, thus they have no work.
I
think that's.
I did see an idea that it was Bloodborne remake, which I'm like, all right, guys, give it up.
But yeah, I do think I'm glad we got the Detective Seeds news, like it kind of like info. It's because it does add to the originally like we were all saying this is PlayStation's fault, and it definitely is. But it also seems that Blue Point didn't know what exactly to do themselves, which, like Wolf was saying, at a certain point, developers need to be told, hey, you're doing this. This is what we pay you for. What you're good at. You don't need to try and branch out. You can branch out within those projects if you want. But those are the ones you're best at money. Definitely seems like I can't believe they pitched the God of War online and that it got greenlit.
I'll say this. I'll say this for that, though, specifically, is it felt like they were kind of forced to be pitching live service games because that was during the live service initiative.
For sure. It's a combination of it's Sony going all live service in Jim Ryan's tenure, and also them trying to do something their studio is just unfit to do. It's something Naughty Dog learned the hard way like over 3 years ago. It's like certain studios are built to sustain a live service model and some studios aren't. And you stay in your lane, and obviously a combination of, hey, if we want to stick around and make an impact with Sony, we need to do live service, and Sony kind of greenlighting that because they wanted all that. But at the same time, you kind of can't do that. And working for a year with no project, like, just pitch a remake. Like, it couldn't have been that bad. We're like, we're going to remaster
sounds like they
a
did.
remake.
It seems like said remake was just picked up by someone. That's so funny. It's like, imagine you pitch this. It's like, this is gonna save our studio. And like, if it was the God of War, oh my god, I would be so angry at Sony Santa Monica of them. Actually, we'll take that. It's like, man, fuck y'all, right? Like, working on another God of War.
It's not the first time. It's not the first time a PlayStation studio's gotten the idea, decided to wait. No, we want to do that, as with Naughty Dog did. The Last of Us 1. I can't remember who, but there was a studio.
No, that's true.
Was it Bend? It was
Bend.
Yeah,
I think it was Bend.
That they were going to remake Last of us, and
Bro,
Naughty Dog said, "Hey, that's a
you know
great
what I'm
idea.
learning?
We want to do it."
Dude, Sony's internal studios are assholes, man. Fuck them. Sony, Santa Monica, Naughty Dog. Like, you guys are
I mean,
jackass. Actually, will take that. Like, come on, bro. You gotta give
I,
these guys something.
I guess you at a certain point they have their creative pride because they know they're better than all these other
Yeah,
studios.
fuck them.
They kind of
Fuck
have
them, man. All right, you gave your creative pride to Mega Cat Studios, apparently, but you couldn't give it to Blue Point.
Yeah,
And obviously, this is all
that's
speculation,
so
but
true.
like, oh my god, dude, this is just aggravating to me. I'm just seeing right now. What I'm gonna say, Herman Hulk out. All right, I'm sorry. We can keep blaming Jim Ryan. He's been gone for years. Herman Hulst is a fucking idiot. He clearly does not know what he's doing. He's actively gotten demoted. Pretty lost high up position, in like a hitting position, and he's pretty much been the one to spur on many of these live service projects and shut down a lot of these well-respected studios. I want him out of there. This guy does not know what he's doing. We need someone within PlayStation that actually respects the brand and understands, hey, good games, not fun service games. Like, I'm saying, I'm just out like 4. I remember that game. I was angry about it.
Also, I do think Herman Hulst definitely shoulders a lot of blame, but I do think, I guess we all kind of moved past Jim Ryan pretty quickly, when the fact is I think his impacts on the company have been pretty lasting. And
it's the same with Don Matrick at Xbox. Like it's not like even when they're gone, you still feel their impact. It's just I feel like Herman's like he was there with Jim Ryan.
Oh, it's definitely
very much a thing
more like anything.
Oh, sorry, Betch. I was just gonna say, like, it's definitely, yeah, you could see the parallels because, you know, Matrick wasn't investing in studios, and then you just had Halo, Forza, and Gears for like 5 years. Everyone's like, well, where's the game? It's like, well, it takes 5 years to make a game, and we're now seeing that with PlayStation. We have been seeing that with PlayStation, where it's like, hey guys, where are your games? It's like, well, we kind of made everyone pivot to a live service game, and now we're canceling all of those, and so now like no one has anything to work on. But yeah, I just think the thing that blows my mind about this, other than what you guys have already touched on, which, you know, I think you guys have done a good job of covering this, but it's like the one thing that is such an easy slam, give them anything to work on and it would make money, it is just DMC. Like, that's one that blows my mind, because you already worked on that game. It was a launch game. Everyone loved it at launch. You're already selling PS5s 6-1 over Xbox, so you guys aren't worried about losing a launch exclusive. And it's been 6 years. You've already put God of War and Spider-Man on PC. Why are we not putting like? How are you not giving them an easy win with
apparently the
Demon's Souls on PC
port was like actively canceled. Like that was like a rumor a few years back of like that and Gran Turismo 7, which is ridiculous to me because, hey, you want to know where a big FromSoft part of the audience, like for FromSoft fans, where they are? PC. So I don't know why you're just going to actively just continuously screw yourself easy FromSoft money with both Demon's Souls and Bloodborne. I don't know why Sony hates FromSoft so much and their fan base so much.
And something I was thinking about when thinking about Demon's Souls is that Japan's last game before studio closure was Demon's Souls, and it's been that way obviously for 6 years. And now we come to learn that Blue Point is also Demon's Souls.
I think Bench is trying to say that FromSoft is killing Sony Studios. Is that to be believed?
Oh my god.
It could be.
Oh my god.
I just think that,
you know what? No, okay. Here's what I'm gonna say about the FromSoft Sony relationship. Clearly, Sony's the bad guy here. All right, I see a lot of people blame FromSoft. I'm sorry. When I see a situation where they worked with Bloodborne, and then from there, FromSoft doesn't advertise their games for Sony at all, or like They always go to Xbox or even now Nintendo. And everyone's like, oh, well, they're not going to do Bloodborne because they don't want to do like exclusives anymore. Guess what? They revealed an exclusive for Switch. So I don't think that's the case. I think they just actively hate Sony, and I don't blame them because I always see news like this, and you read about the stories about how Sony actively screwed FromSoft during Demon Souls. I'm shocked they did Bloodborne. I'm glad they did Bloodborne, but I'm shocked that they were able to get Bloodborne to work out with them. It's just, and clearly there was some behind the scenes drama for Bloodborne as well. So, you know, God bless them. They just suck. They are really bad. I don't know. These companies are just hard to really be a fan of.
That's the thing that I think like really bothers me about this one is like we just talked about how Xbox has to change their leadership because it's just not working, right? And it's like they're changing their leadership because Sony is clearly out. Like Sony and Nintendo are just outdoing them in every single metric, right? Well, even the studio or the companies that are outdoing them in every single metric and making all of this money can't even save their own studios. So it's like, hey, it doesn't really matter what company, like if you work for a major company, which one you work at, because the bad ones are closing studios, the good ones are closing studios. They're all making stupid decisions. It's like, I just don't understand how there isn't like any common sense. There's just no common sense. And these higher executive suites.
Competition. The lack of competition between Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo has just actively made things worse for each of the. Where I feel like none of them have the Microsoft, whatever, they're just gone. Sony and Nintendo don't have the drive to really compete. They don't have the like, oh, we need to make top tier exclusives and make sure like advertise our new console that we just released and big exclusives releasing for it. You know, have a big plan. No, they don't. They don't need to do that because it's like, why should we? No one else is competing against us now, and it's like this is why competition's important, man. And the lack of competition has allowed Sony to pivot to a shitty live service strategy and completely get away with screwing over all their studios and all the people they're fans of said studios. And I don't know, man. It's just tough, man. I do want to bring up the Detective Seed stuff. He kind of posted, he talked to a couple of bloopers. Here we go. Both stated that God of War live service game they were working on was pitched by Bluepoint to PlayStation during their work on God of War Ragnarok as their next game. Everyone enjoyed the God of War universe, and with PlayStation wanting to do a live service game, Bluepoint pitched this game, and it was approved. However, they missed several deadlines, and it became apparent how large of an undertaking this project was for Bluepoint. The project sounded good, but we really shouldn't have been doing a live service game. It was out of the norm for us and our bandwidth. And then both said the studio was not currently working on any greenlit time of closing, not secured any since God canceled. Reports of them crew projects with funding are not point out. We bought Bluepoint. They had them work. They're this legendary studio, incredible at making remasters and remakes and all that. They had them work on God of War Ragnarok as a port, the God of War live service, and then they shut them down. And listen, here's the thing. If I'm Sony, if I'm Herman Holst, you know, let's pretend I'm an idiot for a second. I'm Herman Holst. I'm sitting there. Bluepoint comes up to me. Hey, we want to make a God of War live service game. No. I'm saying no. I'm saying this is a stupid shit idea. Guys, what was your initial reaction when you heard that Bluepoint was making a God of War live service game? It was one of disgust.
Stupid, shitty idea.
It was one of visceral, like, what? That's stupid. I don't know how I, as Herman Holst, who, by the way, nincompoop, you know, he is an idiot, but like, he can't be that stupid. And again, the fact that this was greenlit tells me, okay, no, he was that stupid. So yeah, I'm just flabbergasted that ever left the fucking concept stage. And even if it was like, oh well, Bluepoint wanted to make it, yeah, fuck them. No, you don't get to make this. This is a shit idea. Go work on a remake.
And it's also a thing of like, like
Yeah, go ahead.
like Insomniac was still working on other things. It's not like they had to go work on live service. The Astrobot team got to make Astrobot. They didn't have to go make a live service. It's like you didn't have to have every studio go make a live service game. And it's that thing of like to your hypothetical situation here where I pretend you're an idiot, Wolf. It's like when you're
Oh, thank you.
sitting there, right, and you're like, okay, Blue Point has to go on the chopping block. You sit there and you're like, okay, well, we bought them in 2021. They are well renowned for making remakes and remasters. We had them work as a support studio while they were greenlighting their first big project under us. We canceled that big project, and now we're gonna close them down. How did we not get one remaster or remake just to say like, hey, we bought this studio for its intended purpose? Like, how did that not even how did that not even get through? Like you bought them, didn't use them as they were intended, and then closed them. Like that's just it's insane.
It's literally fitting a square peg into a round hole. It's like this is not the studio to make original content and ideas. And like look at Nixus. You think Nixus is like, man, we want to make a video game? No, they port and they're fine with that. That's what they're a specialty studio that port. It boggles my mind again about the God of War live service. Bluepoint is a 70-person team. They're a small team of developers. How did they think they were going to support that service? Why did they get shut down when they are a 70-person team in Texas, which is a very friendly state, one where it does not cost a lot to keep them running? Were the books that aggressive where we are just have the money to sustain them? Bluepoint, that's the studio you can't sustain right now? I don't know, man. And again, it's like, this is where I'm like, if I'm PlayStation head of studios, I don't even want to hear a pitch. I'm like, you know what? You guys are doing this. I would, after the God of War live service was canceled, it's like, you know what? You guys have all these assets. Go work on the God of War remake. Do a God of War 1 remake. Or go do Eco or something. Do something. Don't just let them sit around and meander. And it's like, oh, well, we're pitching new ideas. And it's like, you're going to shut down all of them. It's like, what were those ideas now? I'm so curious.
Go work with Mega Cat so that game doesn't suck. Like, it's so easy to just help, like, because you brought up Nixus, and it's like, okay, worst case scenario, you have two Nixus. Is that such a bad thing to have when you guys haven't had a good output and people are begging you to remake your entire catalog instead of drip feeding it on PS Plus for the next 10 years? Like, none of it makes sense.
Boggles the mind, man. I do want to point out also one more thing from the Detective Seeds. I asked about other potential studio closings. One did not want to discuss studios they did not work at. The other stated they have friends at other studios. There are a few studios that they believe will be closed or more staff reductions in the near future. One did not give me the name of the studios they thought were next. But out of respect for those other studios still operating. I'll tell you now, if we get to the end of this year and Fair Games isn't canceled and Haven Studios isn't shut down, I'm sorry, someone at Haven has something on Herman. Like, he has like the Epstein Island flight logs at that point because the studio's still around. I better look at Fair Games and be like, oh my god, this is the best game ever made.
Yeah, and like, to your point, so are they just not paying Media Molecule? Does anyone work at Media Molecule? Because how can you justify them staying around when they haven't done anything in like what 6-7 years since Dreams? And like, are they even like working as support on games? Like, I don't like, why Blue Point? Because there's so many other studios that it like, no offense, like, I don't want these studios to get shut down, but it's like, you're having money elsewhere too.
You have the
makes sense. Yeah, also true. I mean, they literally bragged about record profits like a year ago, and it's like, cool. So that means you can pay your developers who are giving you those record profits, right? Like, no.
Yeah.
I need a boat.
It's tough, man. But yeah, rest in peace, Blue Point. Incredible studio. Love their remasters. Love their remakes. Um, just just too soon, man. They really should have stayed around. Speaking of staying around, our favorite franchise, Bob, Pokemon, is in the news. Your boys are back. Nintendo Life put up this article. It was nice. Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green Switch preloads are now live. If you already pre-ordered these games for $19.99 each, here's a reminder that the preloads for the games have now officially gone live in select regions around the globe, so you have the entire week to look at the icons on your home screen. This was a really funny thing to break. I don't know if you guys. I was awake when this was happening.
I was.
The
Bench and I were talking
pre-orders
about
were
it.
straight up. The pre-orders were like 2 a.m. Or no, a page on the Switch eShop, and it was like, oh, Fire Red and Leaf Green. And then they just put up an official video about Fire Red and Leaf Green. It's like coming out on Pokemon Day. Definitely was not the plan. I think we could all agree there.
Well, it was
Well,
2 hours later.
I got a Nintendo Today notification that says available now, Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Yeah.
So it was all sorts of messed up.
But yeah, no, it was very funny. It was just like out of nowhere, like, oh, Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. But yeah, it clearly supposed to be released on like kind of as a shadow drop on Pokemon Day, which I'll say talk first and foremost. I am surprised it's Fire Red and Leaf Green. I really thought they would have stuck with Red and Blue. I'm pleasantly surprised though, because Fire Red and Leaf Green are much better versions. So I'm excited about that. And there's been a lot of controversy around the games being $20. All I'm gonna say, and this isn't me trying to be like a fanboy, like defending Pokemon. I talk a lot of shit about this franchise. Don't worry, guys. All I'm gonna say is, come on, guys, it's $20. Like it gets to a point where it's like I understand. Oh, but they're GBA games. Oh, but they were ports. Guys, yes, you can emulate them. You can emulate every game. You can emulate every game on GameCube right now. Doesn't stop the fact that there is a GameCube NSO app. I think there is a very clear audience of people who are totally fine with emulating their games and just playing them on their Randall Thors, whatever that thing Bob has or whatever. Like these cool.
Why is Randall Thor getting a ricochet shot here?
I didn't mean. I thought it was like the Thor something. I was thinking of Randall Thor for some reason. I actually like Randall. Yeah. He's cool. These emulation devices, playing on your phone, and that's all good. I play these games via emulation too. Like this is a way I've played these games. We're the minority, and the majority of people just want to press the buy button on the eShop. And I'm just gonna say, a lot of the people complaining are and have to if they put and we're there. You go. that's all I'm saying. Yes, it's weird that it's not part of the GameCube NS or the GBA NS. I totally agree there. And $20 is pretty aggressive for effectively, like at this point, 20-year-old games. But also, guys, it's $20. Like I don't have the energy to complain. It gets to a point where I'm like, what's the energy to complain about when like we've seen Microsoft and PlayStation shutting down studios? I wouldn't be surprised if they're gonna kill someone live on camera next week. I'll take the $20 GBA ports. I don't even care anymore, man. I'm so apathetic towards the franchise.
And look, for me specifically, like I just prefer playing games on consoles over any form of emulation. That's just kind of how I prefer gaming.
Yeah, same.
So I'm going to buy Fire Red. It's been years since I've played Fire Red via emulation. So it's going to be a fun replay. I don't know if I'm going to get to immediately, but it's going to definitely be something I know I can play off and on. Just a Pokemon game. Listen, I think we're not going to like predict the Pokemon Presents or anything as it's.
No, I mean, I wanted to actually ask you about predictions in a bit. So,
but I mean, I assume after the Pokemon Presents is going to get Pokemon movies to boot up a Pokemon game and go down a nostalgia trip. So I'm excited for this. Obviously, optimistic thing at least to just over within the next year or two. Broader picture, I'm pretty sure DS emulation. So maybe we get the cream of the crop. Like the DS games are hundreds of dollars, and everyone would like a way to play those on some sort of console. That'd be ideal.
Gonna wait for the
until we get there.
35th anniversary.
But I would like. This is a huge step in the right direction. As sure, Gen 1 and Gen 2 were released on 3DS, but that was always very much like a quieter thing. It felt like never really pushed. This feels like a step in like, listen, we're putting a very good Pokemon game back out there. And that step, I think, means that they're going to look beyond just that. Because I think these could sell like 5 to 10 million copies. So, that might be optimistic, but
that's
like,
true, yeah. That's not an underestimation when it comes to this franchise. It's very.
We're really gonna hear about like Fire Red and Leaf Green sales during the Nintendo reports now, because they're definitely gonna sell over 1 million. That's crazy.
Like,
hey, you know
at
what?
the very least, it'd be great to
bomb.
get Gen 3. Like, Bob, you're going to have to live with this. In a year, we're going to Ruby and a year later, you're going to have to wait. That's definitely what
I don't even think you get all that.
I hate the sense. Just remember when released Red, Blue, and Yellow on the Virtual Console, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, they're finally doing it!" Like now we're gonna get like we didn't even get Gold and Silver and Crystal.
Yes, we did.
Like
we got
we did.
We
did.
We got all 3 of those.
Yeah,
Yes.
we got Crystal in 2018. We got Crystal 2018 on 3DS only. It's very funny.
Wait, so we didn't get Gold and
much...
Silver? It was just Crystal?
No, we got Gold and Silver. We got that in 2017.
Okay.
But each of them were like you got Gold and Silver, and then a year later you got Crystal.
Right.
But
after this, it was after the Switch launch. That makes sense.
Yeah, at the very least, I'm more confident that we get the remaining Game Boy games, and maybe even I think we ran Game Boy games. It's obviously everyone is much more interested in Gen 4 and 5 getting on modern platforms. So,
well,
I don't play Emerald again.
I'd like to play Emerald again too, but
I already played through the DS games 1,000 times.
DS games are so expensive. I mean, like Black 2 is just the best. It's
True.
one of the best games ever. So, but I definitely think we can see Gen 3 eventually. I don't think it's not going to happen.
The one thing that I think bodes well for that is that we already know that Coliseum and XD are coming to GameCube NSO, which is part of the Gen 3 games, or kind of like around that time. Yeah. So I could see that. It's just a thing of like I am tired of asking for like them to do the obvious things, and then they're like, yeah, we'll see you in 10 years for like Diamond and 40th Pearl.
Speaking of Coliseum and XD, it wouldn't those have shopped. It's been a game definitely good.
It was especially when you look at the NSO drop this month. I think the NSO drop this month was Yoshi on Game Boy. I'm like, okay, well, they're definitely saving the big ones for Pokemon. Again, pinball. That's good for.
I don't think you get.
Oh, that one's so good.
I mean, do we kind of want to move into general Pokemon thoughts? Briefly?
I didn't even get to talk about Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Okay, you can.
Man, that's fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, because I do want to point out that it's like, well, actually, hold on, Bench. Are you buying Leaf Green as well, or is it just Fire Red?
I'm gonna just buy Fire Red.
Both pre-ordered.
My thing is
went
like
up to pre-order. I went and pre-ordered both, and then I hit cancel on Leaf Green earlier that day.
Okay.
Yeah, my thing is they're doing Fire Red because Bulbasaur sucks. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta go with my boy Charizard.
Heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in Fire Red. That's why I'm Fire Red.
Real.
No, I do like. Listen, I do understand the whole like I want to play like a console not on my phone or on knockoff piece of hardware. But it is just like a funny thing of, especially because they took away. So when the listing first went live, they talked about being able to connect the Pokemon Home functionality will be later planned for a later release, right? And that was always the thing with why these aren't on NSO, because of save states and because of rewinding. And
Cloud.
Of course, yeah.
Game Freak's very protective of that, and that's totally fair. But I do think it's kind of fun to do Pokemon Home. Sure, there's still local trading and stuff, but if they can't go anywhere, then what does it matter? If Pokemon Home connectivity is not coming, then why are we paying $20 for like a 40 megabyte ROM from 20 years ago?
Is it like fully confirmed that it's not Pokemon Home compatible?
So
It was just taken
they
away.
haven't said anything about it. Was the description when the pre-orders went live initially, and then the next morning they specifically removed any mention of Pokemon Home in those descriptions. Now some people
I
are
wonder if
saying
they're
they
keeping
may
that as a
discuss
pop.
it. Yeah, but it's like, why? That makes
Because
no
they're
sense.
weird,
to-
Bob.
to-
You know this company. They don't make sense. Don't think, oh, that doesn't make sense. Because it won't. They
but it's
wouldn't
like, we
attempt to be
already
like,
know.
well, yes.
They already said it. So I don't know. It's just it's this weird thing of like, I for the longest want the games, and they're here. I'm like, do I really want to pay $20 for the Game Boy games on Switch? I don't know. Like, yeah, it's $20 and it's not that big of a deal at the end of the day. But it's just like, I don't know.
I think like
It's such a weird feeling.
it's definitely not like something for like I don't want to say it's not for you, but like you have the Thor,
Yeah.
you have
No,
the
that's
emulation
fair.
devices, and I'm not trying to be like, oh, you shouldn't be excited, you should not have this. I'm just like of the mind of this is for the person who is a lax Pokemon fan who buys the new one every year, or maybe they haven't played in a while, they want to relive their GBA memories. It's like I've noticed more and more Nintendo is not catering to the hardcore audience as
Yeah.
much. So
No, and that's
you have
totally
to
fair.
look at it from that view.
They're definitely trying to. Yeah, the people who were born. Wait, when was this? When did Fire Red and Leaf Green originally come out?
2004.
2004.
Were you guys
Japan.
even alive when that came out?
Hey buddy, I was 2. Okay.
Let me.
Bench,
I
were you
was
alive?
6 months unborn. Six
Oh
months
my
unborn.
god.
Almost to the day. Like almost to the day.
That's. I remember getting this, or like I remember getting Fire Red after getting my black belt as like an 8-year-old.
Whoa,
And you guys
Black
were.
belt. What is this lore?
Yeah, I did karate as a kid. Like, it's.
Damn,
You're
okay,
right though. It's not for the people who grew up with this game, or for some it is, but it's definitely for that like younger generation, or that generation that just does not care. They just want to, they're not going to go through that effort, even though it's insanely easy. They're not going to go through that effort, and that's fair. And it's going to sell well anyways, and they're going to make a bunch of money out of it, and hopefully Beast of Reincarnation doesn't cause the entire studio to crater.
Damn, Bob. You said what you were really thinking at the end there. Yeah, you were like saving the real thoughts there. I respect it. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna sit here and try to say like this is act of benevolence from Ishihara and he's such a kind individual in the Pokemon company. But like, listen, I want to play Pokemon Fire Red again. I want to play it on Switch. So
No,
proud
yeah,
about that.
and I
I'm not
did
gonna
want
sit here
this.
and try to say like I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, I did want this. It's just like, now that it's here, it's like, this is a weirder feeling that I like.
I'm
The
gonna
initial
fully admit
shock
this
of
to
like,
you.
oh my god, they're doing it.
I'm gonna fully admit this to you, Bob. When I saw that it was $20, my first reaction was that is way cheaper than I expected. Because I fully expected them to go 40. When I saw people go like, "Oh my god, $20 is so much more than I thought." It's like that's more than you guys thought. Like I don't think you really follow this company like I do. Then
I was thinking it would be $20 for. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know,
you know,
man. Come
Pokemon
on.
get a Pokemon.
Pokemon gonna Pokemon. Hey, shout outs to them. Speaking of people gonna, actually, real quick, any like last minute like Pokemon Presents predictions? Pokemon Day coming
I
up.
mean,
I am of the mind we're probably gonna see the Gen 10 starters. We're gonna see the games, maybe legendary. Interesting things besides those things for y'all.
I mean, I think we see in-game footage, in-engine footage of Gen 10. And I think like the whole like universal thing is going to be it looks better than I expected visually. I think it's going to look good.
I don't think they
I think
usually don't do an in-engine footage for the first release. It's usually
they
a
did
more.
they did for Scarlet and Violet. I'm like 95% sure. That first
I
trailer
don't.
showed like the academy in the background and the major city, and it looked terrible.
Maybe I'm getting confused with Arceus because I'm pretty sure the
Arceus
first one
definitely got
was.
the first engine footage when it first got revealed. That got an engine footage. Scarlet and
No, no,
Violet,
no.
I think, also did.
No, because no, they do like a because weren't the starters like silhouetted like behind like a painting and
Oh
Sometimes
yeah,
they
yeah,
don't show
you're
starters.
right. Yeah.
like that's what I'm saying. Like the initial announcement is
Oh
like
yeah,
the we start to like ease and be vague and stuff, and I don't know if we're gonna get that
no,
for it would be
not
nice,
for Scarlet and
but I don't.
Violet. Not for Scarlet and Violet. I
Yeah,
pulled it up.
Scarlet and
Scarlet and
Violet did.
Violet had
Legends
like a
Arceus
two.
got some.
Scarlet and Violet had a 2-minute gameplay trailer. Review starters in the world, and yeah,
Did
Scarlet and
it? No, it
Violet was.
didn't. Like when
It
wait when
it
on
has a two
Pokemon Day?
minute. Yeah, back in 2022, there was like tons of in-engine videos of even some battle stuff. Like Gen 10, I don't think it'll be October because of G. They could have. I think they kind of overdated it. Even so, I definitely think we see that in just fall 2026, and I think people are going to walk away like, I'm really excited
Oh
for the
yeah,
new
there was
Pokemon
gameplay.
game. It looks good. And then I also think we
I
obviously
forgot they
get
showed
the
it.
final trailer for Pokopia, and I think they outline the leaked post-launch roadmap, which is extensive.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. Pokemon Pokopia. That game looking kind of cool.
It
I
is
don't know.
like
I'm kind of interested now.
I'm definitely interested in uh, the leak slash rumor is also related to Gen 1, kind of landmass wise. So, and the DLC is gonna be expanding
Oh
upon
man.
that. So I'm excited.
Well,
Seventy
knows we
dollars
haven't
is
been to
big
Kanto
ask.
enough.
$70 is a
Wait,
big ask for it.
it's 70?
Oh,
Yes.
but well, if you cannot say that you were
Okay.
expecting
No,
Fire
no, no, no,
Emblem
no, no.
Green to be
I
more expensive than
I thought Pokopia was on Switch 1, so I thought it would be 60.
No, 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 no. It's a
It's
Switch
Switch
2
2 exclusive?
exclusive.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well, then that's not surprising. Still, that's insane. I'm not spending 70 on
I
that.
will.
I'll spend 20 on
I
GBA ports, okay? I'm not spending 70 on a new game. Come
I
on,
think
guys.
Pokopia, like the previews were kind of glowing, surprisingly. So I'm keeping my eyebrow raised for reviews, and if they show like a cool trailer, I could cave. I don't think we get another like spin-off announcement, but they could just go crazy because it's the 30th anniversary and drop some bombshell on us. But they still have to talk about champions. So
Oh, yeah, I'm interested in Champions. I'm very curious. I want to know what that game's going to be all about.
I need that game to have a native Switch 2 port because resolution-wise, it looks butt ugly.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, hopefully.
think like because we know through the Terra leaks that the next Legends game is in development. But yeah, I think they tend to like they didn't talk about Scarlet and Violet until after Legends Arceus was launched. They didn't talk about PLA until after Scarlet and Violet was launched. So I think yeah, we'll probably need to wait until next year for the next Legends game.
I
But yeah,
mean,
I do.
I think we might get a spin-off next year, but I think it's just Gen 10 DLC next year. Maybe in Legends announced, but even that, I could see it being a couple years away.
Yeah, it seems
I
right.
mean, I mean, I don't know. I don't think they've really tighten the timelines that much faster or that much shorter. But either
Team
way,
Legends.
I think the one thing that I'm really hoping for is like something we can't predict, and not in a Pokemon sleep way or a Pokemon brush your teeth way. Like I'm hoping there's like one thing that like kind of catches us off guard, whether
New
it's
Pokemon pinball game.
Just remake
yeah,
Explorers of Sky.
or
Come on.
yeah, or like something that like even like when Pocket TCG came out, even though I don't play the game anymore, like that was a really cool thing that kind of came out of nowhere, and so I'm just hoping
Oh,
for
we were obsessed with that shit.
something
Oh
like
my
Yeah.
that.
god.
And I think it's like 25 minutes, which I think is tied for the longest.
That doesn't
Pokemon
mean anything.
presents.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
like they love to meander on these dumb mobile games.
True,
yeah.
but
We
I
got
do think.
Go, we got Cafe, we got Legends EX. Like, there's a
But if
lot.
there's one thing, if it's one thing the Pokemon Company likes, it's anniversaries, and this is the big one. And I
Mhm.
think
That's
they're going
true.
all out for it.
30 years of Pokemon, man. Oof. I am getting up there in age. But you know what's not getting up there in age? No, that's not a good transition. Sony might be delaying next gen. This is from Bloomberg. I didn't want to pay Bloomberg, and I got too lazy to inspect the element, so I'm taking this from Gaming Leaks and Rumors, where they took a quote out. Sony is considering pushing back the debut of its next PlayStation to 2028 or 2029. Nintendo contemplating raising price of Switch 2. Quote, Sony Group Corp is now pushing back the debut of its next PlayStation console to 2028 or 2029, according to people familiar with the company's thinking. That would be a major upset to a carefully orchestrated strategy to sustain user engagement between hardware generations. Close rival Nintendo Co., which contributed to the surplus demand in 2025 after its new Switch 2 console drove storage card prices, is also contemplating raising the prices of the device in 2026. People familiar with its plans said. This really, I'll say right now, the Nintendo thing, not surprising. I think we were all kind of predicting that it's very likely that the Switch 2 gets a price increase in this coming year. And so I'm not, dude, I don't want to be on the internet when that happens because, oh my God, that's going to be a lot of shit storms. But yeah, most likely that's probably going to happen. I'm more intrigued by the stuff about Sony pushing back next gen. Now, Bench, this isn't official. We don't know for sure yet. But your prediction keeps coming true, man. You might have actually
Yeah.
nailed it right on the head.
And admittedly, the prediction was definitely more wishful thinking than a prediction, as I honestly am very
Oh,
content with my
that's a
PS5
lot
right
of your
now.
predictions, Bench.
Yeah, but I'm glad that it seems to be coming true. We don't need a PS6. I'm very happy with my PS5 Pro right now. I'm having no issues. I don't want to spend like $700 more in the next 2 years, so I'm happy.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think this is more or less like we've all kind of been saying it, where it's like, are these games really taking full advantage of even the base PS5 or the base Series X? Like,
yeah.
not, I mean, yeah, kinda, but not really. And is a new console really going to, like, no offense to Bench, but it's like the Pro wasn't like a huge upgrade over the PS5, and it's like we're probably going to see a similar level of bump from the Pro to the PS6, and it's like these aren't, this is the first generation where we don't have like a marketing calling card, where it's like with the pros during the PS4 generation, it was 4K. With PS5 and Xbox Series X, it was SSD and like 120 frames. Kind of don't have anything. Like, what is the marketing beat
8K,
gonna
man.
be? No, it's gonna be, hey, UE5 won't stutter on this, which I don't believe. But like you don't really have like a thing to market it around. So yeah, I think it's gonna have to be a thing of like, Switch One, where it's like, oh my God, this thing is chugging like a choo-choo train. Can we please
Yeah.
get like new hardware? And yeah, yeah, it just makes sense to delay it.
Get ready for 8K on the box for PS6, Bob. It's gonna happen. They're gonna somehow 8K is returned. But yeah, I'm on the same train as you guys. It's just I don't need it. My PS5 is doing fine. I'm pretty happy with it. It's just man, the idea that next gen is this close feels weird to me because I'm like, has this gen really started yet? This has felt so much like a transitionary gen. And especially with Sony fucking up with a lot of the live service studios, as we've very much made clear earlier, I'm like, yeah, you guys got to buckle down the hatch a little bit at least, hopefully.
Well, and even with, the 360 to the One generation, there was like some cross gen, but there was a lot of cross gen this generation, and I think that's also part of the well, we weren't really sure, we got some exclusives during the first couple years, but we weren't getting every exclusive until like 3 or 4 years into the system. So it makes sense that it's kind of feeling pushback because developers are finally only using the next gen systems.
Moving on to our next story. This is a funny one. GameFile, Tencent was the undisclosed lead financial backer of Wildlight Entertainment, Highguard. My reaction to that information, yeah, that sounds right. It very much, you looked at Highguard and you saw like what it was. You knew there was someone funding this game, and yeah, Tencent. That's probably the least shocking one that could have been the funder of this. I just thought this was an interesting thing to point out. We found out earlier, Highguard's sitting at 900 concurrent players, and also most of the staff is gone, and the website is shut down. Let me tell you, doesn't seem like this game's got much time left. Which, hey man, should have made a better game. That's really what I think.
Yeah, and it kind of also kills the whole scrappy indie dev.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, yes, we don't know how much Tencent backed, and I'm sure it's not like
They got the
they
hands on
are
everything.
a Tencent studio more or less, but yeah, that's definitely not uh the it's not I hear
Not
that
the
and I'm like, yeah,
narrative.
I don't really think that you had plenty of support and backing for this game.
And then real quick, I actually forgot to put this on the news, but like this is something interesting. Replaced is delayed to April 14th. Got delayed again. So I
Needed
just
one
wanted
last
a
one.
quick PSA. So
Listen.
shout out to that. I don't I think this game could bang, but I don't know if it's gonna be for me exactly, but I'm intrigued.
Yeah. It needed to get out of the way of Game of the Year, Crimson Desert. That's all that happened. That's all
Hey
that
man,
we
that's real.
really need from this.
Bench's wishful thinking prediction, not a prediction, a hope that Crimson Desert Game of the Year.
Hey,
So
hands-on hands-on previews next week. I'm very interested.
Oh yeah, interesting. Yeah, I forgot about those. I'm excited. I can't wait for that game.
Do you think the intern for Replaced, they just, how many of that delayed template have they used now? It's got to be the most
I'd be so tired.
Yeah, it's like they've been using that template for the last 5 years.
But by this point, I'm just gonna run it through ChatGPT. I don't care. No one cares anymore. They're just not
had
surprised.
to pull up the last one and edit a couple words and a date.
Yeah, which is weird. But hey, I mean that game looks pretty good. Well, boys, that should be the end of the news. Except our favorite Matt Piscatella pulled through, and he's gotten me yet another.
Always on these episodes.
The top 20 best-selling games of January 2026. All right, boys. I think you guys got this. This shouldn't be too hard.
College football.
Well,
Madden.
College football is number 14. Madden is number 3.
Minecraft.
Minecraft is number 4.
Call of Duty.
Which one?
Black Ops 6, 7. Black Ops 7. Both.
Yeah. I just wanted to know if you knew which one the new one was.
I thought you meant there was multiple.
No, yeah. It's just this one. Number 1.
GTA.
GTA is number 7, and then Battlefield is number 5.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Number 8.
Nice.
You guys are kind of kicking ass right now.
You would think after doing this for so long, this Pokemon's not still up there, is it?
Pokemon is still up there, number 16. Legend ZA.
Final
That's not
Fantasy
counting digital.
7 Remake.
FF7 Remake is number 9. You guys want to know what its last month rank was? 225.
Shout out
So
Switch.
shout outs.
Switch port doing numbers.
Yeah, it's doing very, very well.
Goats over at Square. Shout outs.
You guys still got some obvious ones yet left?
Do
FIFA?
we? Yeah.
Oh, is FIFA on here? I actually don't think it is.
EA Sports FC.
Yeah, no, EA Sports. Oh no, yeah, it's number 6.
Yeah.
NHL?
No.
NHL is not there.
NBA 2K.
Yeah, 2K26 is number 2.
Oh, Jesus.
What is this?
Christ.
So you want to talk about ball and gun gamers, COD
Good
and
Lord.
NBA 1 and 2, man.
But 2K, I heard you just always hear it's so bad. Like they just added
Yeah,
college.
so is Madden.
just
So
bad.
is
Yeah. It's
Madden-
just
Madden's on the uptick. Madden's on the uptick.
I just sports gamers I think are beneath me. Like I genuinely think they are less than me. I'm better than them.
Yeah, I mean, you are, because it's really just like just knowing a bunch of them, it's just they don't think, they just want the new one.
Mm-hmm.
Witcher
anything else?
3.
Witcher 3? I don't think it's on here. Nope.
Kingdom Come.
Kingdom Come is number 13.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Hogwarts Legacy is not on the list.
Dispatch.
Not on the list. Dispatch.
Ghost of Yotei.
Ghost of Yotei is number 12.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is not on the list.
Oh, wow.
Man, there wasn't really anything new Spider-Man related.
Yeah, but it's always kind of hanging around.
That's true. Probably it's like in the 20s.
Yeah.
You guys are missing some interesting stuff here. Okay, there's a new game that came out this month, which is very funny that this game got on this high.
What the
Trails
hell
Beyond the
came out?
Horizon.
How do I tell you, Bench? It's not that.
Is it Karn? However you say
No.
it? All the freaks be playing that.
That's a crazy way to put about it.
I mean, the freaks are playing it.
Yeah, Colin's playing it. I think that, proves Bench's
Colin
point.
is a freak. Yeah.
Insanity Original Sin 2.
No, Bench, you make fun of me about this game. You're like, you're going to tell me to play it. Came out this month in January.
Oh, shit. Oh, Neo.
Nope,
Neo.
that's February.
Shit.
Same vibe, though.
Yeah, what was
We
the
have
other...
already forgotten this game existed like I did. It's at number 2.
It was at number 2?
You said
No, it's a
NBA
number 2.
was number two.
It's a sequel. It's a sequel. It's at number 11.
Oh.
Calm down. It didn't beat the ball and gun gamers.
Okay. No.
Published by Bandai Namco Entertainment.
My Hero.
Code Vein?
Code Vein 2,
Oh,
number
Oh
11.
my god, that's crazy.
I was saying, because Bench keeps making fun. It was like, you're going to play it, Wolf. You're going to play it.
You will eventually.
I'm not. All right. You guys are missing a few. Okay.
Sonic Racing?
No, man. Come on, man.
I made it a
We're
couple
better.
of times.
We as a society are better.
They actively called it a disappointment in sales wise. So like,
I swear to God, it's been on this list multiple times.
it's been on the list for 2 months. That it was like 2
We-
months. I don't think.
We as a society are better than Sonic, and we must.
I
grow and
agree,
learn.
but I'm just
Okay,
trying to
whoa,
remember
whoa.
games that have been on the list.
All right. Okay. You guys have gone enough. Bop. What's the game I think of when I think of you?
Forza?
Forza Horizon 5, number 10.
Oh, I guess that.
Hey, I mean, you're a Forza bro.
I know.
Best selling game of
I'm saying why
2024.
I should know better. What'd you say?
Best selling game of 2024.
Baldur's Gate.
No, that's 2023. 2024. Democracy.
Oh, Helldivers.
Helldivers 2, number 15.
Damn.
And then big game that came out last year that got snubbed for the Game of the Year nomination. That you really liked, Bob. You love this game. Who's a clear obscure?
No, not Split Fiction. No.
Yeah, no, Split Fiction, number 17.
Oh shit! Damn.
Uh,
I'm glad it's
what's-
still charting.
What's a game you think of when you think of me?
Elden Ring.
Number 18.
Yeah.
Oh, you know me so well, Bob. Oh my
Code
god,
Name
I'm
2?
blushing. Shut up, bitch. um, I don't know what to hint here. I'm flying a plane. I don't know.
Oh, Flight Sim.
Simulator?
Flight Simulator 2024, number 19. And then Todd Howard.
The indie.
No.
No, Fallout 4?
Fallout 4, number 20.
Because of the Switch? Oh my god.
No, Bob. Switch version is this month.
Oh.
This is
damn.
January.
Back
I
to
don't
back.
know why Fallout 4 is here.
That's crazy. Oh, maybe because of the show?
Oh, the show. Yeah, you're right.
And yet, they did nothing with it.
I still need to watch season 2, but man.
Same.
Yeah.
Need to go back to Philadelphia.
Cannot believe. Oh man, that's funny. All right, well, let's talk about reviews of the week as we start to chill out by the end. The big one, there's a couple other stuff, but the big one was God of War: Sons of Sparta. It got its reviews after its shadow drop, and it's sitting at a 67. A new God of War game is sitting at a 67. 6 out of 10 from IGN, 3 out of 5 from Games Radar Plus. Game ran a 5 out of 10. A lot of people are in the streets are saying this is a very okay to mediocre game, which I'll say right now for my thoughts as we transition to what we've been playing. I've been playing through this game about like 4 or 5 hours in, I'd like to say. And yeah, that's kind of how I feel. It's a very okay game. I'm not really wowed by it. I do like the art style. I don't think it's bad. I think the animations are pretty bad, but I think the actual like pixel art is really good. It's just that I think the combat is really boring. I think the idea of a Kratos prequel is exciting, but I don't want to play as fuck ass kid Kratos. I want to play as grown up like Blades of Chaos Kratos. So playing as a little boy Kratos sucks because he is just real boring. And his brother, I don't even remember his name. He's really boring too. The game is constantly stopping for story and dialogue. And in a Metroidvania, I hate that. I don't want to hear story and dialogue. I just want to play the game. And I know I'm anti-story, but like this is like a genre where I'm like, no, just don't talk to me. I don't want to speak to you whatsoever. And they're constantly stopping the flow of the gameplay. You can't even skip the dialogue. And this is a very specific one for me. Asinine that you cannot play this game with a D-pad. You have to use an analog stick to move around. I don't know why.
Joking?
I'm not joking. You have to use the analog stick. You didn't hear that from Fusion because Fusion's dumbass plays games with a fucking analog stick in a 2D place. Sorry.
That's so
I
insane.
cannot believe people could do that.
I mean, I'm playing through Hollow Knight 1 and 2 with an analog stick.
An analog stick for those games. You are horrible people, both of you. I don't know how you do that, man. It's asinine that it's not even an option of like, let me use the D-pad.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, just not what it needed to be, man. I think it is a okay game, but like then I think about it, I'm like $30 for this. This is a $30 game, and I will give it this. It is meaty. From a lot of people I've heard, it's about like 20 hours long, so there's a lot to it. But I just think it's like there are a lot better Metroidvanias that you can play over this game, in my opinion.
Yeah, and like it just goes back to the conversation we had earlier where it's like, okay, why exactly like Mega Cat Studios like hasn't exactly made like not to say this need to be a critical success, but like even competent games, I would say, or like some sort of standout, and to put it like them on an IP that like I think before this game came out, I think the lowest rated God of War game was like an 80 or like an 85. Like they all do well. And for this one, it's like something really bad had to go wrong. And you know, I think it was a little like it's crazy that people were like, well, actually, the leakers ruin of this game because we talked about it for the last year. It's like, no, they just
Stupid as
said that
shit.
a God of War Metroidvania 2.5D game is in the works. They never said it was good. They never talked about the potential. Like, sure, gamers did, but like, it has nothing to do with it. Like, just make a good game and people are gonna like it.
And also, it's like the game should be good because it has the God of War name. Like, I'm sorry,
Right.
like it.
Yeah.
That sets a lot of like weight onto this franchise. A franchise of games that are mostly 9s and 10s, and you're gonna come out with a 6. Like, I'm sorry, it's just we're gonna make fun of it. We're gonna say like this is a disappointment.
Yeah. A lot of confusing decisions around this one.
Well, shout out to you, God of War: Sons of Sparta. I, I don't know if I'm gonna. I'll try to finish it. I'm trying. I will say for the other thing I've been playing, let me tell you, Overwatch is still going. Bob, I gotta say, I really like this new DLC hero they added, Zenyatta. I've been picking him up. Yo, new character, really good.
Yep.
I'm glad they added him to the game. He is so much fun.
Yep.
I'm kind of crazy on Zen. All right, I still can't get Rapid Discord. That achievement's impossible, but otherwise he's so much fun.
For the record, me and Wolf did play together this week. I think it marks the first time in years two Slice of Gaming members played a video game together. So shout out to Wolf for doing that. But yeah, I mean,
you guys didn't play Monster Hunter? That's crazy.
no, Overwatch. Yeah, it's just back, man. Like it's
so
crazy. Like it's in such a good spot. All the new changes have been like really well, and they're like hot fixing things, doing mid-season patches. They already have like a bunch of changes coming out for season 2. The battle pass is pretty solid. The campaign they're doing throughout the season is like interesting. The story is interesting. Like it's just a fun game to play, man. Like I have not completed my placements for competitive in like probably over 2 years at this point, and I'm already ranked, and we got a whole rest of the season to go.
God, I gotta finish mine. Bro, I'm doing my tank ones. God, tank is so hellish. It is such a like a thankless role.
Yeah,
Yep.
it really is.
But yeah, no, shout outs to Overwatch. I want to try to stave off of it a little bit because Resident Evil's coming out next week, but who knows if I can even myself from playing. It's just so addicting.
Rebirth is never getting played.
I will go back to Rebirth, okay? I am enjoying Rebirth. You know, Bench, you gotta understand, I'm just not an RPG gamer like you. It takes me way longer to beat these games. But like I will be playing Rebirth more. But Bob, you want to talk about what else you've been playing?
Yeah, I mean it's going to be really quick because just like you, most of my week has been consumed by Overwatch. Because just like Bench with Rebirth, my best friend is like, "Hey, what happened to playing Baldur's Gate 3?" It's like, listen, all right, I'm getting back to it, okay? I just let me play Overwatch, all right? Like, stop breathing down my neck about it. So yeah, I don't think I even launched that game this week. But the game I did launch for the first time was Returnal. Because as we know, it is my duty to put a PlayStation game in my top 5
Of course.
by the end of the year to make sure Wolf's prediction comes true. And the best game with a shot at that is Soros, made by Housemarque. And so I finally was like, hey, I never played their first game. I should go do that. As of today, I beat Act 1, so I've done the first 3 bosses. And I think I should have done it on run 2, but the game literally broke on me and I had to restart. Like even to this day, there are still game-breaking bugs in that game, unfortunately. Yeah, it just with like the enemy AI and where they spawn. I was pretty much locked in. It was one of those where they lock you in, and one of the like bosses like hid behind like a invisible wall, and I couldn't get him to come back out, so I just couldn't shoot at him, couldn't do anything, couldn't leave, so I had to restart the run. But
That's frustrating.
I mean, this game still looks great visually, has great audio. I love, again, listen, I don't love complimenting the DualSense, but when they actually use it to its full capabilities, it's pretty damn cool. And the whole like half trigger pull for one thing and then full trigger pull for a second thing, pretty cool. Really like that. So that's the weapons have been cool, the enemy variety, and like even the story. I mean, it gets a little spooky. And not my cup of tea,
I knew the
but
house
it's
stuff would fuck you up.
interesting. Yeah, I like when they go first person. I'm like, guys, can we not? Like, can we stay third person, please? That would help a little bit. But yeah, it's a good game. I think the one thing that's throwing me off is just like when people said this was a roguelike, which it is. I was expecting like 30-minute runs. I totally forgot that a big controversy of this game is that you can't suspend a run because they take literal hours to do. And it's like,
Yeah.
holy shit, this is
They did
taking so
update it.
long for a run.
It was updated. You can suspend runs, definitely.
Oh yeah, no,
But
I
at
have
launch, you
been.
couldn't.
Trust me, I have been. But it's like it's
Okay.
crazy
It
to
takes
me
forever.
that yeah, because like I could not imagine playing this game at launch and being like, I'm only in World 2. I have to go to work or go to bed, and I know there's another hour and a half waiting for me at the end of this run. And yeah, so
It was so aggravating. I'm like, this is why I am anti-developer, bro. It's like, how did you not think about that? Like, it's. I always thought about it. I didn't play it until after the update. Which, as soon as it update, I'm like, hell yeah, this game's awesome.
yeah, and I'm having a great time with it, and I do think there's more permanent progression than I thought there would be originally. It doesn't seem too RNG based, at least right now. And like I'm having fun with the bosses. They challenge me enough. Honestly, some of the like mid-level bosses I think have been more challenging than the actual bosses. The actual bosses just have a lot of health. So yeah, I've been enjoying it, and honestly, it's just been like creating more hype for Saros. Like I'm really excited for that
Hell
game.
yeah. Yeah, you better be. It's in your top 5, man.
Yep,
But
yep,
I mean,
yep.
in all seriousness, I mean, Returnal is such an amazing game, and I feel like as the years have gone on, it's just gone higher and higher for me. I'm ecstatic for Saros. Everything they've shown is like, yeah, it's just better Returnal, which Returnal is already like my favorite game of like 2021, and just this really cool vibe and amazing experience overall. And it's like, get me in there. I'm ready to play Saros right now. So I'm glad you're really enjoying it. Bench, you've been gaming. Let me hear
Yeah,
about it.
I mean, truly this year so far has been probably the most I've just been gaming since 2023. Part of it's kind of how the schedule shook out. Another part of it just I'm playing the right games and pretty much loving everything I'm playing. Except one game, which
Oh
I
no.
picked up at launch. One of my predictions was that Mario Tennis would be fantastic, and it is anything but that. It is a terrible video game. Basic to its core. I finished the campaign, took me about 4 hours. 2 hours of the campaign is just you in the Tennis Academy tutorial stuff, rising through the ranks, not even playing tennis very much, playing some other little mini games. And the other half is you get stuck on a world map and play these annoying like mini game things to beat the boss. It is not a fun video game. It's probably the worst thing I've played in a long time.
Oh my god.
It was not good.
It's Mario Tennis, man. Calm down.
Yeah, it's
I mean, you're telling me Camelot's washed? What? No,
yeah.
Bob, we couldn't have predicted this.
Yeah, who could have saw this coming? Really?
I've
Yeah, it
heard the
was
core gameplay is still really good. It's just there's nothing really to do. For a
yeah, I mean,
$70 tennis game, like there better be stuff to do.
yeah. If only it was like Sports Story. A shame.
Hey, at least that
Yeah,
was like
that's
20,
busy.
$30. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't waste too much money on it.
If only it was like
that,
Mario Power Tennis on GameCube when Camelot was like the fucking LeBron of their time period, doing Power Tennis, Toadstool
yeah.
Tour, these god tier sports games, and then they were like,
Small
you know
games.
what? Fuck it, we hate trying. We don't like to try. That studio sucks. All right, you know what? I'm gonna say it. That is a dog shit video game company. Camelot Productions, actually one of the worst video game companies of all time. They don't make good games. Sorry. Continue, Bench.
And before I get into the real goods, Ys X Proud Nordics came out today. I had played the original game for about 5 hours and then set it down to wait for this. So I'm kind of Still enjoying myself, but retreading some old ground right now, about 2 hours in. I will say, if you think Game Freak's pricing is bad, wait until you see the $150 Ultimate Edition to this game and what that gets you.
What?
Not very much.
Wait,
But-
it's $150. Wait, like is it like the base game is 150?
No,
How
the base game is $70. The Ultimate Edition is $150.
Oh, okay. That's not crazy then if it's like an ultimate edition.
I mean,
You bought it?
listen.
Oh no.
Listen. But the thing is, just some criticism for NIS America. Their Ultimate Editions have kind of been all over the place. Trails Beyond the Horizon. You'd think the Ultimate Editions would kind of have standardized pricing. Trails Beyond the Horizon was $60 on PlayStation. The Ultimate Edition, I think, was $120 or $130. This game is $70 and the Ultimate Edition's $150. And then
Yeah,
I
that's
think
crazy.
Daybreak 2 was pretty bad. But then you have like Trails in the Sky First Chapter, which is a Falcom thing. The season pass for that is $90 bucks. Like it's just all over the place with these games, but I'm enjoying Proud Nordics so far, and it'll be the next RPG I continue to play. But now let's talk about the goods. My year has been defined by some fantastic games, and two of those games have been made by the same developer that I've had the absolute pleasure of experiencing for the past 2
Hell
weeks. First one, Hollow Knight, beat that. Did pretty much everything but got home. I think I ended the game with a 94% completion rate in about 25 hours.
Okay.
A very
Yeah,
good
that's
game.
about right.
Very good game. Just my main issue with it is the narrative is so good, but I had to watch a YouTube video to kind of piece it together. And I think even more so than like FromSoft game, I think it's kind of hard to follow this narrative. Just how
Yeah.
sporadic things
No,
are.
it's a lot more hidden than even FromSoft games. I agree there.
Like listen, I didn't find out who Hornet was until I watched this video. I was like, holy shit, that's epic. But
yeah, no, but
I mean,
it's
just
a
like
really good game though.
exploration, art, combat, everything about it. Like I'd give this game probably like an 8.5 to 9, like a very good video game that I really loved. And the boss design in this, it has some lower tier bosses, but the highs of this bosses are so high with Grim, the Radiance,
Grim,
the
dude.
traitor Manus Lord. He's a bitch, but I beat him. And that
Oh, the one in the
Path
gardens,
of
right?
Pain. Yeah, the Gardens. That was like my hardest boss.
You did-
My second hardest boss in the game. I did not do the quest. I found out about that afterwards.
Gotcha. But you did Path of Pain though. That means you're a gamer.
I did. I am truly. This is the most gamer that I've ever felt. Playing Bloodborne and these games back to back. It's like I can't be more of a gamer than I've become. Path of Pain probably took me about an hour and a half. I don't know about y'all, but it was a painful experience.
I think the same amount of time.
The last
Speak for
room,
yourself, I was
especially.
first try.
Yeah, Bop. Oh,
Yeah,
I don't like
yeah.
Hollow Knight. It's too fun.
Yeah, it's just about 2 hours.
But the first and last rooms are easily the hardest of the bunch. Last room, especially, getting that timing.
Yeah,
down
last room
sucks.
is heinous. That there's like one platforming section in particular where I actually like. I was like, I don't know if I'm good, but I did it. So like, we got skills, Betch. We got skills.
Yeah. For some reason, I had been anti-Metroidvania for a long time. When I haven't, I guess, played a Metroidvania this good. Just Hollow Knight's just on another level. Team Cherry is just on another
Best
level.
genre?
And that brings me to Silk Song. One of the best video games ever created. I'm 16 hours in, I think around halfway, but I hear there's like a third act that just is very long. I'm in the second act. Just everything about this game is bigger, better, prettier. I like Hollow Knight's OST. This just blows it out of the water. It's just one of the best OSTs ever created. Every new area, every new boss is a banger, with gameplay and sound design. Act in world.
It
Just like why it took 7 years. They refined it to a sheen. It's everything you like. You hop around, like it makes a little noise. The controller maybe vibrates. it kind of dips down, especially in that first area with like the grass.
The
Like you
combat,
have the
man.
little coins, which has like physics. Like I was gathering needles for a side quest, and the needle, like you get the needles drop off the enemy, and the needles just have physics of their own that bounce around on the ground. Like it's everything is so polished, and the way and the exploration, the environments blow Hollow Knight 1 out of the water. Like the exploration out blows Hollow Knight 1 out of the water. The story is just it's presented in a way that I appreciate more. Like I had a recent reveal about Lace might be a pale being. That's pretty sick.
Oh yeah.
So like that's like everything about it, the characters, the quests, it's just more grandiose. I've been to like 3 towns so far, and they all have like quest boards and little characters. Like bringing Bellheart back, like everything, the environmental
Incredible.
storytelling with like the church happening and kind of being brought up, and getting to the Citadel, and like that first cutscene, you're like, oh shit, this is the City of Tears on crack, and then some more
Yeah.
crack. Like the city,
Yeah, dude.
it has its own fast
it's-
travel system, its own maps.
It's one of those things. I'm surprised when people say they like Hollow Knight 1 more than Silksong. I feel like Silksong
Yeah.
just like is better in every possible way.
Like the Citadel is massive. I'm exploring
Oh,
the
yeah.
Citadel. I just got like 3 distinct, like you have the 3 dreamers in the first one. There's like 3 things I need to go do now, but they're all in the Citadel. It's not like, oh, go all across the map.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
we're just gonna keep you in the Citadel but I also bet there's a lot of stuff that I still haven't seen that's not in the Citadel,
Oh yeah.
and it's just everything, and like the side quest and the kooky characters, alchemist, gather these like fruits and stuff. Like the side quests, little merchants, all the kooky characters. It's much better than Hollow Knight, and I really liked Hollow Knight. On top of like the bosses in this game are so much better. Every boss's level of quality. Like fighting Lace, I fought Lace in Act 1, and her song is easily like my favorite song in the game. That fight,
That's amazing.
well, it wasn't necessarily, but it felt like a dance. I think is the best way to describe it. The way she was doing stuff and the way Hornet moves, it felt like you were constantly in flux with one another in a very satisfying way. And then enter the last judge, my 13th reason.
Yeah.
Probably-
The last judge is kind of an asshole.
It's definitely the first major skill check. Well, the Widow is probably the first.
No, but
major skill
last
check.
judge is way harder than the Widow.
Yeah, the last judge is way harder on top of the run back, which is kind of brutal.
Mhm.
But I beat the last. It took me about a little over an hour to beat the last judge. I beat it at like 6:30 a.m. on a couple days ago, and it was like that was awesome. I'm glad Navi. I saw a chat from Navi like a couple months ago saying, "Oh yeah, I died whenever it blew up," because I would not have known that, and I would have died. I would have been mad. Just everything about Hollow Knight
just don't risk
Silksong
that.
is pure polish. The gameplay, I love like the crest system where you have like 7 different kind of like ways that basic combat pulls out. On top of that, you have like the 3 different types of charms that you not charms, I'm not sure what they're called. Just everything that
trinkets.
comes together. And then once you like unlock the wall climb, combat like evolves and movement evolves. And this game is just generally harder. Like I'm in the Citadel. The enemy, like base enemies in here are a bitch. Like
Yeah.
like Act
2
2
hearts per
was
hit.
2 hearts per hit for pretty much everything. Platforming is consistently difficult in a satisfying way. Exploration in general, like there was 2 like big secret areas that I just did that like in Act 1 with Sinner's Path and the Wormways, which were fun. And just areas are so much bigger as well, and there's a lot more of them. This game is probably like 3 times the size of Hollow Knight, if I had to guess. Just everything about it is bigger. It's better.
Yeah, man.
It could crack my top 10. If it
Oh,
keeps
wow.
up its quality, I'm enjoying it that much.
I'm curious how you feel about Act 3 because there's a lot of there's a lot of like
Yes.
discerning opinions from some people. Shill Up is
Yes.
very anti Act 3.
I've heard it. Yes. What did you
I love Act 3. Act 3 is really okay. Listen, I like Skill Up. I think he's just bad at the game because it's like Act 3 is really just it's harder, but like there
Yeah.
is, it's not that much harder to where it's impossible. And also, I'm gonna say this: Silksong, you could cheese that game. There are some certain abilities, like things you can grab that just absolutely cheese certain bosses. So if you're ever having trouble, just you can go
Yeah.
grab those and kind of
I-
just.
I know you were the major
It's
guy.
so
in-
fun to
at-
figure them out.
at the Soggies. It is like I know
Yeah,
Fusion somehow
you heard,
number
you
3.
see it
Like,
now.
how
Fusion
does that
screwed me.
happen?
Fusion screwed me,
Like,
man. That guy
this-
sucks. He's talking all
this
about,
likely-
I can't
yeah.
wait for Silksong, and then he talks about how much he hates it. All he
This
ever
likely
talks
would have
about is
been,
how
like-
much he doesn't like it.
Likely would have been my game of the year last year. Like, it goes to show, like, this year has just been an all-time gaming year for me. On top of, like, RE9 coming out soon, and then we have other things
Mario
coming down,
Tennis.
like Monster Hunter. And we have Monster Hunter Stories 3, which I hear the demo has been great. So just everything is like coming up to where this could be one of the best years that I've played games. Because last year, just in general, was a down year for me. I know it wasn't for most people, but I was definitely more down on last year. And this year, just off to a fiery start.
I want to point out. Monster Hunter Stories 3, they might be cooking. Unironically, I was watching footage of like the guy in that game riding a mount, and it looked like, Bob, if you remember, you're like riding Koraidon in Scarlet and Violet. I'm like, oh my god. It's like, oh, this is what it could have looked like.
I mean, Wolf, I played that demo to completion, and I can assure you they are cooking.
Dude, the animation work in that game is spectacular. Where it's like,
very,
I
very
usually with that like type of art style, it's like, well, okay, they're doing it because it's a bit cheaper. It's like, no, actually, they put the budget and the amount of like respect to it. Damn, bro, we were roasted bench, but like they might have cooked.
I've been blown away by the visual quality on PC to the point where I really thought I was going to be okay playing this on Switch. I kind of need to play it on PC.
Is the exploration good so far?
So they only let you explore a very, kind of siloed off portion of the map, but I mean it's decent. But I don't know to what extent the exploration can truly be like.
Yeah, I am very excited. I mean, I've just got to get to gaming because I've got to beat East 10 and Hollow Knight and Requiem all by Stories 3. So, got gaming to do.
Man, Resident Evil Requiem next week. That's crazy. Excited.
Apparently, it's a longer game too.
Yeah, I heard about that. The leaks have been coming out. I've been able to avoid them, thankfully. But
Yeah,
I'm excited, but I'm also like not like chomping at the bit for it. Which I don't know if that
I'm
makes
kind
sense.
of ready.
Yeah, I was very like not happy with Village, so I'm hoping this one's better than at least Village.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's everything, boys. Very fun episode despite the news. A lot of like sad news stories, but great conversations all around. Love talking shit about a lot of these companies and how stupid they are, but also talking about how good other video games are. And hey, man, indies are doing great, so that's good to hear. But thank you, boys, both of you, for joining me. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
With that, I think we're gonna head out. If you guys want to find us, we're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever your favorite podcast platform is. Like the podcast, helps us out a ton, and also follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky at A Slice of Gaming, all one word. With that, I think we're leaving. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Phil, come on the pod.
Phil, interview
Okay.
us, please.